My friends, listen close because this truth will shake the ground beneath everything you thought you knew about love. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. That's the raw, unfiltered power we're tapping into today. Love alone, it's just the surface, a beautiful surface, yes, but like the calm on a stormy sea, it can hide the deep currents pulling underneath. So here's the deal. Love isn't enough. You can pour your whole heart into a man. You can cook his favorite meal, support his dreams, stay loyal like a queen, be intimate in ways that make the world stop spinning. You might even sacrifice parts of yourself just to keep him happy. And still, sometimes you'll feel that distance creeping in. He pulls away, the connection dims, and you're left wondering, what did I miss? Why isn't love enough? Hey ladies, imagine this. You're at a garden, watering a single flower. You give it sun, water, care, everything it needs. But if the roots underneath are dry, no matter how much you pour, the flower will wilt. Love is that flower. It needs something beneath, something stronger, something real to hold it steady against the winds. Those are the three emotional needs we're about to uncover. I'm putting my soul into this content because I want you to win, not just in love, but in life. So, if you feel that fire, that spark inside, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and join the family. Because this isn't just advice, it's a movement, and I want you to be a part of it. Now think about the last time you felt truly seen, not just looked at, but seen, like someone peeled back the surface and caught your soul. That's respect, real respect. And it's one of the pillars we'll build on. Then there's that electric moment when a man feels needed, when he's not just a boyfriend, but a hero in your story. And the quietest, most powerful piece, emotional safety, the space where he can drop his guard and be raw without fear. But here's the kicker. Most women don't know these needs exist. We're sold the myth that love, affection, and loyalty are enough. That if we just care hard enough, he'll stay forever. But that's the lie. The truth is deeper, harder, and infinitely more powerful. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how tightly you grip, it slips away. But when you learn to hold the container that holds the water, then nothing escapes. These three emotional needs, they are that container. Master them, and your love doesn't just survive, it thrives, it consumes, it becomes an obsession for him. I want you to grab this moment, write this down right now. Respect, need, safety, say it loud, say it proud, and drop it in the comments below. Let's make it real. Let those words become your mantra, your armor, your power. Because when you claim them, you don't chase a man. You become the one he can't live without. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change everything. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Your love life is about to get a whole lot deeper, a whole lot richer, and a whole lot more magnetic. Remember, you are seen, you are needed, you are safe. Own it, speak it, live it. Now let's dive in. Number 1, earned respect, the foundation of his attraction. Respect is earned, honesty is appreciated, trust is gained, and loyalty is returned. My friends, that's the unvarnished truth that too many women miss when they think love alone will hold a man. Respect isn't a gift you hand out like a participation trophy at a game. It's a prize fought for, earned in the trenches of real life, and rooted deeply in how you see him, not just as your boyfriend, but as a man worthy of admiration. Imagine this. Respect is like the foundation of a house. You can decorate it however you want, flowers, paint, fancy furniture, but if the foundation is cracked, the whole house is at risk. Without respect, love wobbles. It's fragile, unstable, ready to crumble under pressure. So here's the question. Are you building a house with a solid foundation, or just dressing up a shaky frame and hoping it holds? You might ask yourself, but what if I see his flaws? What if I don't always agree with his choices? Isn't it my job to guide him or help him improve? These are real fears that swirl in every woman's mind. The truth is, respect doesn't mean blind agreement or ignoring problems. It means trusting his judgment, believing in his intent, even when the road isn't perfect. Let me break this down with a metaphor. Think of a man like a mighty oak tree. He grows tall, stands strong, and weathers storms. But even the tallest oak can be damaged if those around it constantly shake the roots, doubt the strength of its branches, or try to bend it into something it's not. If you constantly doubt his decisions or try to fix him, you're shaking those roots. You're silently telling him, "I don't believe you're strong enough," and that chips away at his pride and his connection to you. Respect is not just about praise or flattery. It's about standing by him through his struggles, watching him stumble, and still believing in his potential. It's the fierce faith that says, "I see you, not just your mistakes, but the man you're becoming." When a man feels that kind of respect, it hits deep. It hits his soul. That respect is the steel in his spine that keeps him loyal, that pulls him back to you when the world tries to pull him away. Think about this. How often do you find yourself second-guessing his decisions or correcting him in front of others? How often do you catch yourself saying, "You should do it this way," instead of, "I trust you"? That subtle doubt is a silent distance builder. It sends the message that you don't believe he's enough as he is. And my friends, nothing pushes a man away faster than feeling he's not enough for the woman he loves. Here's a hard truth: respect is magnetic. It pulls a man in when everything else is screaming to push him away. And respect earned through challenges, through honesty, through realness, not superficial praise, is what hooks him for life. I want you to take a moment right now and ask yourself, am I truly respecting him, or am I silently telling him he's not enough? Because that answer will change everything. Respect isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily choice. It's how you listen when he talks, how you support his dreams, and how you trust his intentions, even when you don't fully understand the path he's on. And here's the kicker. When you master this first need, earned respect, you don't just keep him interested, you make him feel like he belongs to you in a way that's unshakable. You plant a seed so deep inside his heart, he won't even think about looking elsewhere. Number 2, the hero instinct. Unlock his deepest drive. Every man wants to be a hero, not the kind you see in movies with capes and costumes, but the kind that lives in the quiet moments when he steps up, shows strength, and makes you feel safe. My friends, this is the essence of the hero instinct, and unlocking it in your man is one of the most powerful ways to deepen his attraction and devotion. Forget the cliches. This isn't about him flexing muscles or saving you from dragons. It's primal. It's ancient. It's wired into his very being. The need to matter, to be valuable, to be your rock when life gets heavy. When you let a man tap into that part of himself, you're not just making him happy. You're igniting a fire that turns connection into something fierce and unbreakable. Imagine a man as a fortress, strong walls, quiet strength, a safe place. But every fortress needs a purpose. Without purpose, those walls feel hollow. When you allow him to be your protector in everyday life, you give him that purpose. Whether he's fixing a leaky faucet, offering a solution to a problem, or simply showing up when you need him without being asked, that's him being your hero. And here's the secret. A man who feels needed will never want to feel replaceable. You might wonder, what if he doesn't always get it right? What if I have to step in to help or fix things myself? That's natural, but here's the difference. Letting him be your hero isn't about perfection. It's about trust. It's about showing him that his efforts matter, that his presence makes a difference. Even if the faucet isn't fixed perfectly, the fact that he tried, that he stepped up, builds a bond stronger than any love note or romantic dinner ever could. When a man is allowed to be the hero, something shifts in him. His chest lifts a little higher. His voice deepens. He talks with more confidence because he knows he belongs in your story, not as a side character, but as the leading man. And that sense of belonging, it's addictive. It keeps him coming back, wanting to protect you, provide for you emotionally, and love you with everything he's got. So ask yourself, are you giving him room to be your hero, or are you rushing in to take control? The power lies in your ability to step back and let him step forward. Number 3, emotional safety, the quiet power that hooks him forever. Vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Brené Brown said that, and my friends, it hits hard because most men have been taught the opposite. Taught to hide their emotions, to stuff down their fears and doubts like a secret shame they dare not show. But here's the raw truth beneath all that armor. Inside, every man is a part that desperately wants to be seen, heard, and held without judgment. Emotional safety is the quiet power no one talks about enough. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's the foundation that hooks him deeper than any passionate moment or fiery romance ever could. When a man feels safe enough to be soft, without the fear of being labeled weak or broken, that's when loyalty blooms. That's when his walls come down and his heart opens wide. Imagine a man walking into a room carrying a heavy, invisible backpack filled with every expectation, every man up he's ever been told. Now, picture you offering him a chair, a place where he can set down that weight, even just for a moment. That chair is emotional safety. It's the space where he can admit he's scared, tired, or confused without you jumping in to fix or judge. It's patience when he's quiet. It's presence when he's distant. This isn't about solving his problems or giving advice every time he's struggling. It's about sitting with him in the silence, listening without interruption, and letting him know that his emotions are welcome no matter how messy or uncomfortable they may be. That kind of safety is rare and precious, and when a man finds it, he doesn't just feel relief. He feels connection, trust, and belonging on a level that lasts. Ask yourself, do you create that kind of space for him? Or do you rush to fill the silence, to fix what you perceive as broken? The greatest gift you can give a man is the freedom to be his whole self with you, the strong parts and the vulnerable ones. When he knows he can drop the mask around you, something remarkable happens. He starts to open up. He protects you fiercely, not because he feels he has to, but because he wants to. He loves you deeply, with a loyalty that's unshakable, forged in the quiet moments of emotional truth. Number 4, why love alone can't hold him. Love is a battlefield, they say. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Love alone isn't the armor that will keep him by your side. Love feels good. It's warm. It's comforting. It's the spark that gets things started. But without respect, without that primal hero instinct, without emotional safety, love is fragile, like glass in your hands, ready to shatter at the slightest pressure. You might be loving him fiercely, pouring your heart and soul into every moment, but if you're missing these 3 core emotional needs, what you're really doing is building your relationship on sand. No matter how intense the love, no matter how many times you say, "I love you," that foundation won't hold when the storms of real life hit. Here's what you have to understand, my friends. Men don't bond primarily through feelings like women do. They bond through survival instincts, respect, purpose, and safety. It's not just about love. It's about how those emotions feed into his need to feel secure and valuable in the world and in your relationship. Respect gives him the pride to stand tall beside you. The hero instinct gives him the purpose to step up and protect. Emotional safety gives him the space to be vulnerable without fear. Miss one and the whole system falters. You don't just want love, you want the kind of connection that burns like wildfire, unstoppable and fierce. Think of love like a fire. It can start with a spark of passion, but without dry wood, respect, purpose, safety to fuel it, that fire fizzles out. But when you master these 3, you don't just keep the fire alive. You turn it into an inferno that lights up every corner of his heart, that draws him back to you no matter what. So ask yourself, are you feeding the right fire, or just watching the flames die down, wondering why love isn't enough? Because here's the secret. Once you tap into these needs, love doesn't just survive, it thrives, it consumes, and it becomes the force that holds him close for life. Number 5. How to speak his emotional language daily. Actions speak louder than words, my friends. And when it comes to winning a man's heart, this couldn't be truer. Words alone won't anchor him. It's not about the sweetest text or the most flattering compliment. What truly wins him over is how you make him feel every single day. Respect is your foundation. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but trusting his decisions is how you show him you believe in him. That trust whispers, "I see your worth. I stand with you." When you do this consistently, you plant seeds of confidence in his heart that grow into unwavering loyalty. Then there's his hero instinct, the primal drive to protect and provide. Let him be that man for you, emotionally as much as practically. When you let him step in, offer advice, or simply be your steady rock during tough times, you're feeding a hunger deep inside. It's not about giving him power to control you. It's about giving him the opportunity to express his strength. When he feels needed, he feels alive. He feels like a man. Emotional safety is the quiet refuge he craves but rarely admits. When he's vulnerable, whether he's had a hard day or is wrestling with doubts, your calm presence is his sanctuary. It's the message that says, I'm here. You don't have to hide. Your patience, your listening without judgment, your steady energy create a space where he can be real, and that bond is unbreakable. Every day, your actions can say more than 1,000 love letters. Holding his gaze with belief, letting him make decisions without second guessing, thanking him for the little things he does, these are the ways you tell him you matter, you're needed, you're safe with me. That language goes deeper than romance or passion. It speaks to his very soul. So ask yourself, how often do you show up with this emotional language, or do you get caught in words that don't land? Remember, presence and intention are your secret weapons. Number 6, the magnetic power of quiet confidence. Confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. My friends, let that settle. Real feminine power isn't about chasing, begging, or explaining yourself 1,000 times over. It's the quiet confidence that speaks volumes without uttering a single desperate word. It's the calm assurance that says, I am the prize, not through bragging or flashing, but through presence and grounded energy. Imagine walking into a room, not loud, not trying too hard, but owning your space like a queen who knows her worth without needing anyone's validation. That energy, it pulls people in, especially him, like a magnet. He doesn't have to be told you're special. He feels it in the way you carry yourself, the way you let him step up while still standing strong beside him. When you respect yourself deeply, when you give him room to be your hero, and when you hold space for his emotions without judgment or pressure, you become unforgettable. It's not flashy or dramatic. It's steady, unshakable, and real. That quiet strength is magnetic because it's rare. Most people are scrambling for attention, trying to be louder, brighter, and flashier. But you're the calm in the storm, the still point he keeps coming back to. This isn't about being dominant or controlling. It's about being direct and grounded. You don't chase him, you pull him in by simply being yourself, fully present and confident. That's the kind of power that makes him want to show up harder, love deeper, and never take you for granted. Ask yourself, are you speaking with quiet confidence, or are you caught in the noise of trying too hard? The difference is the space you create, for him and for yourself. Number 7. When to step back, the art of creating space. Sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. My friends, this is the art of stepping back, the quiet power of creating space that makes him lean in harder. Too much attention, too much chasing, too much hovering can suffocate a man's spirit. It can push him away faster than anything else. Imagine a garden where flowers bloom only when given room to grow. If you crowd them, if you smother them with water and attention, they wilt. But when you give them space, the right amount of sunlight, air, and breathing room, they flourish. Relationships work the same way. When you smother a man with constant texts, constant neediness, or doubting his every move, you choke the life out of the connection. Part of mastering his emotional needs is learning when to step back and let him show up. Let him be the one who reaches out, who protects, who earns your respect through his actions. Give him the room to feel needed, to feel like the hero, without hovering over him or second-guessing his efforts. This space you create isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in him, and trust in the natural rhythm of attraction. Space is the soil where desire takes root. It lets him miss you, think about you when you're not around, and want to come back stronger, not out of obligation, but out of genuine longing. Ask yourself, are you giving him enough room to breathe, or are you holding on too tight, afraid he'll slip away? The power lies in knowing the difference and owning your space with confidence. Number 8, becoming the woman he can't live without. Be the woman who makes him forget to breathe. My friends, this is the ultimate truth. When you master the three emotional needs, earned respect, the hero instinct, and emotional safety, you don't just hold on to a man, you become the one he can't live without. This is no game, no tricks, no manipulations. This is deep emotional mastery that transforms the entire dynamic between you. It's the difference between a relationship that flickers and fades and one that burns with an unstoppable magnetic fire. When he feels respected, he stands taller beside you. When you unlock his hero instinct, he shows up in ways you never thought possible, protecting, providing, loving fiercely. And when you create a space of emotional safety, he opens his heart fully, without fear or hesitation. You become his anchor in a world full of chaos, the steady force he turns to when everything else feels uncertain. You become his obsession, not because you're demanding attention, but because you've tapped into something primal, something real, something lasting. Picture this: a man who wakes up every day feeling grateful, feeling drawn to you, not just for who you are, but for how you make him feel. That's the power of mastering these needs. It's not about changing him. It's about awakening what's already inside him and making him want to build a life with you. So ask yourself, are you ready to step into this power, to become the woman who doesn't just get love, but commands it? Because when you do, nothing can shake your connection. Not time, not distance, not distractions. As we wrap this up, remember, mastering respect, the hero instinct, and emotional safety isn't just about keeping him. It's about making him crave you in ways that last a lifetime. When you understand these truths, you step into a power that transforms your relationship from ordinary to unbreakable. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share it with the women who need to hear this. Drop a comment with your favorite takeaway or your own story. Stay powerful, stay magnetic, and I'll see you in the next one.